It's finally here, everyone. It is finally here. Waited so long for this. Can't wait to show you. My football bag arrived. Do you like it? I think it's quite good. Makes me look more like a football YouTuber. And it's episode 1 of the road to Wembley Cup. And that. So yes, I'm very excited to announce that now this is the first episode of Road to Wembley Cup, and I cannot wait to get into it, so let's just go straight in. So welcome to the new layout of the Road to Wembley Cup. So as I said, this is sort of an in real life video game, so I've tried to lay it out like that. So let me know in the comments what you think of this whole setup. You've got our tier, which is 0 because we haven't done any challenges yet, and our daily challenge there is to set all the records. What records we're going to be setting, you're going to find out in a minute. I know, hold your horses, it's coming. So then you go onto the profile and you have the height, the weight, the XP and all the records. They're the records that we talked about. We're going to be setting them today as our daily challenge, and we get 10 XP for each one we set. And the height and weight, I'm going to wait to record them because we don't have a weighing scale in our house. Very strange, I know, but we're just going to wait for that to arrive. We only have cones in the shop today because we're right at the beginning, so there's nothing much we can buy. So all we've got in the equipment is some cones. So we might be buying them this episode, we'll find out. And then we've got the arenas, which will be like the garden or a new football pitch. And to unlock the arenas, we have to beat the boss. So it is sort of like a video game. So for example, the garden, I have to beat my brother to unlock the garden, if that makes sense. But I can still use those arenas to do the record tests, if that makes sense. But I can't use them to train on. And then you've got the accessories, and they'll be filled with loads of random things, like maybe a new YouTuber in the series. So what is the first record we're going to be setting today? The first record we're going to be setting is the bench press and the deadlift. Obviously this series is about improving to try and get to the best possible physical condition I can be in when the Wembley Cup rolls around next year, just in case I ever get an invite. And I wanted to make sure this series included you guys a lot, so make sure you watch to the end of the video where I show you all my results, and you'll be determining what my starting card is. Obviously you see there it's all 0, but you get to decide what the ratings are for each individual statistic. So make sure you watch to the end. To be able to know how much I improve, we need to know the starting point. So that's why we're going to be setting these records today. So let's get on with the first one. Now, obviously, if we're going for a 3 rep max, we've got to have a little bit of a warm up. So the bar is 20 kilograms, so we're going to do a few of them, probably go up to about 30, and then we're going to see if we can go for the 3 rep max. I'm going to point out, I haven't actually done a bench press in a long time. I'm actually quite surprised. It used to be one of my favourite exercises. So let's see how this goes. Now I think this could be where my limit is. There's only one way to find out, really. So I've chucked two 2.5s altogether, one on each side. So overall we're now dealing with 65. Come on! Right, so that's a 3 rep max of 65. That is set. Yes! So we're now moving on to the deadlifts, and this is an exercise I haven't really done that much, so don't expect anything spectacular. But I want to do more of it because it's such an explosive exercise. Let's give it a go. on, one more. Come on. Right, that's now the gym done. 3 rep max of bench press, 65. 3 rep max of deadlifting is 55. Job done. So we managed to get 65 kg on the bench and 55 on the deadlift. So it's okay, and obviously we did 2 different exercises, so we get 10 XP for each. That is the first record set. The second one is the 5-kilometer run. Now, I have had an injury on my foot for a while, so I haven't been running for a couple of weeks, so let's see how this goes. I'm just about to go for the run now. Excuse the noise in the background. This is why I hate recording at home. Usually I go for a run about 2 or 3 times a week, but I've had an injury on my right foot, so I haven't been able to do that. So I haven't been able to go for a run for the last probably 2 weeks now. So I hope my fitness hasn't deteriorated too much. But let's find out. So the average pace was 5.07, and as I thought, I've definitely decreased in fitness. Well, that's because of the injury. I've had to be resting it the last 2 weeks. I haven't done much exercise, so it hasn't decreased that much. So I'm pleased with that. The elevation gained. I actually run quite a few hills, and that made it obviously a bit harder. But yeah, first run of 5k in 5.07. I'm happy with that. 5.07 is an average pace. I used to be able to do probably 4.5 minutes an average kilometre, so I've obviously deteriorated there. But it's not too bad, but that obviously gives us another 10 XP. So we're on 30 now. Third test, as you can see, is crossbars. So this is for accuracy. I actually forgot to mention, each of these records is specific for each stat on the card. So you have the bench and the deadlift, obviously for power. You have the 5-kilometer run for stamina. You have the crossbar for accuracy. You have the sprint, obviously for pace. You have number of clean ball controls, where you just bring out the sky, obviously for control. And then you have side netting goals, which is obviously for shooting. So before we start, I'm gonna note 2 things. So first of all, I'm wearing my brother's old trainers, because when you start football, you might not have your own pair of football boots. And our football is this. It's one of the ones you sort of find in the streets, really. Sort of a cross between a normal football and an air ball. They knuckle quite well, so we might get a few knuckle balls. I also think this ball, it's gonna pop as soon as it hits a tree. So actually it's gonna have to be on point here. It's literally just not a normal football. It's literally gonna fly. Let's get into it. Again, please, no comments about the bent crossbar. Just please. I mean, it's a garden goal. What can you expect? I'm gonna start off with the left foot. Don't expect anything brilliant, okay? Okay. That flies so much. It's so difficult. This ball, you kick it and it's just gone into Rose's head. 0 out of 2 so far. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Ah, surely we're gonna get one. Oh my god. So 0 out of 4. I don't even need to ask. I know you pressed the like button. Yeah! Yeah! I swear that had good dip on it. 10, 6. I mean, it's a good finish. Right, attempt number 8. It's literally a challenge in itself, kicking this ball. It's very different to the normal football, but that doesn't matter, because this, hitting the crossbar. So this is the last attempt on the weak foot. See if my right foot can do any better. Attempt 1 on the right foot. Don't really know what to think. Right foot might be too powerful. Oh, it's Ronaldinho. Around the wall. Maybe not. But yes, maybe. Well, that was. It literally just flies. It's literally, it's like this. Doing. I mean, that is why you want me in the Wembley Cup. Not for the crossbars, but for the finishes. Spencer Owen, did you see that finish? Emails on the screen. It's the final attempt. We get a nice landed clap. Thank you. Thank you very much. I missed, didn't it? Right, so overall that is, apparently both feet are the same. Obviously the ball isn't easy to use. Like, you're probably sitting there thinking.
I'm sitting there thinking, and you're sitting there thinking, and I'm sitting there thinking.
That this ball is actually quite easy to kick. It is easy to kick, but it does fly. It's literally like an air ball, not quite as bad. But hopefully we will unlock a new football soon. Back to you, Harry, in the studio. So thank you very much, Harry. We're now back in the studio. But first, we're actually going to purchase the cones because we do actually need them for the shooting drill. So we're going to the shop now, and we're going to buy those cones for 20 XP. I mean, could have worked better. But now we have these cones that we can use in the future of this episode. But anyway, we need to add the 10 XP on for the work we just did. So we got one crossbar on each foot. So apparently my foots are equal in ability. Yeah, definitely. And that also adds on 10 XP, so now we have 20 overall. And the next challenge is the sprinting one. So let's get those running shoes on. Overall, I think I'm happy with that. If I was doing this challenge, I thought, can I do a 5k run and sprinting in one day? Didn't think I could, but I can. So the average sprint was 6 seconds, 0.99 as an average of the 3. So we got another 10 XP for that onto 30. And you're probably wondering how long that sprint was. It's probably about the same width as a football pitch, maybe a bit shorter, but it's around about the same length. Now, what is the next test? It is the ball controls from the sky. Now this one, obviously, I mean, the ball is gonna be different heights each time. But anyway, Harry, tell me how we do. So I would use the cones for this challenge to like map out a square that I have to keep the ball in when it comes down, but this ball just flies around. Like, I'm gonna kick it and it's gonna go over there, like, it's gonna be impossible because I put the cones down there and the ball went up over there. What's gonna happen is now, I'm gonna kick it up and control it, and for a good control, I mean, it's sort of like opinion judgment-ish. I just have to control it and it has to sort of stop dead and can't go that far away from me. Look, it just bounces so much. So I'm gonna start with my right foot. Let's see how this goes. And I'm obviously gonna try and keep the kick same height each time, but you can't guarantee that. Right, first attempt. You got history, yeah. Second attempt. Oh no. This ball's so difficult. 1 out of 4. Here we go. So we're on 2 out of 5 so far. Nice. 8 7. Yeah, I'm counting that. Obviously it's quite dubious which one you take is a good touch because I don't have a mapped out square. And it's hard to kick this one really high because the wind will just take it. Now weak foot. I'm not expecting any. Hey, guess what we're on? Guess, have a guess. Oh yeah, 0. Please tell me one of the cameras caught that. No. Oh, maybe not. Damn it. So out of 10 on the weak foot, we got 1. That's not necessarily a bad thing because this series is about improving, but that's what I tell myself when you all were laughing at me. So I think it was, I can't remember. Back. So we got 4 on the right foot and 1 on the left. I mean, I'm not really surprised by that result, to be honest. We had the XP on and now we have 40 XP. So we're already growing as a footballer. We're clearly already ready for Wembley. Now, as you can see, the final challenge is the side netting goal. So this is where we're going to be using the cones. Thankfully, we purchased them from the shop. Lovely customer service in that shop. So again, it's like the crossbars where we just do 10 each side on each foot. and let's see how we do. So as we bought the cones with the XP we just earned, we can now map out our own little training drill. I actually did this pretty much the exact same thing in the weak foot video. That video, there was meant to be a part 2, but yeah, anyway, we're going to start with right foot. Just remember, I still have an injury on my right foot, so I'm not going all out, but hopefully the fact that this ball flies will help me out a bit. Let's get into it. Allez, go. Oh, that ball just goes. Second attempt. I think I got the technique. We've got 2 out of 6 so far. Let's go. How has that ended up back in our garden? Oh. Left foot, I'm expecting probably 2 or 3. Let's give it a go. Come on. Off he goes. Body's well. Go. Yes, that was it. 3. Spencer Owen yet? Double check that email. I don't think I got it. I don't think it's sent. Attempt 4. Oh. Right, let's go. I'm not sure I can actually put that out. It's like I scored that outrageous one, and it's like we need to bring you back down to earth because your left foot isn't actually that good. That's for you, Mourinho. Please come down. Number 8. I've done the defender. To the bottom corner. Right, last attempt. I think I've got 4 or 3. It's hard to keep track when you hit so many top corners. Like, it's hard to remember all of them. Right, so that's all the attempts. I can't remember what I got. I think it's 3, 4, something is here. And that sort of just shows what my weak foot is. It's very inconsistent, not reliable at all. Back to you, Harry. Tell you what, some of those left foot finishes were better than my right foot. Which doesn't really make sense. But anyway, we got 3 on the left foot and 5 on the right foot, so we got 8 overall. Quick maths, and obviously add the XP on, we have 50. So that is all our records set. So now you guys, this is where you come into it. Please leave a comment on what you think the stats should be on the card. And I know loads of you send me messages on Instagram like, oh, you should be 99 rated. I mean, you're not wrong. On the ones that you can see on the card, all the 6 stats and the overall rating, what you think my card should be that we start with. Because I would start straight from 0. In a year's time, in less than a year, the Wembley Cup will be rolled around again. And if I do 1 episode per week, say I grow 1 stat per week, that means I've only grown about 50 stats. So we're gonna start from in between 0 and 20 rated. We're not going past 20, and it's in that range. So make sure you comment what you think. Between 0 and 20 rated, for the overall rating and for each statistic. Obviously they'll each be different based on those stats. So hopefully you've enjoyed the first episode, and it's actually taken a lot of effort, so you leaving a like would help out massively. And I really do hope you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you later.